Welcome back, coin fans and treasure seekers. Today we're diving into the incredible world of US coin collecting. Before we begin, imagine opening an old drawer, a dusty piggy bank, or even checking your pocket change and discovering a tiny 1-cent coin that could be worth more than a luxury car, a house down payment, or even life-changing money. Sounds unbelievable, right? But this is not a fantasy. This is the real world of rare United States sweet penny coins. Today's video is extremely important, because we are revealing the most valuable top 6 US sweet penny 1-cent coins, with different mint marks and conditions, coins that collectors are fighting over in today's auction market for thousands, sometimes even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Make sure you watch this video till the very end, because the last penny on our list has shocked even professional numismatists. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a rare coin alert again. So let's get started. First up, the United States Steel Penny, dated 1943, struck without a mint mark, found in circulated condition, and still commanding serious attention and real dollar value in today's active coin market. This is not just another old penny. This is a coin born during World War II, created at a time when the entire nation was focused on survival, sacrifice, and victory. The 1943 Steel Penny is a symbol of American resilience, industrial power, and historical transformation. Even in circulated condition, this coin continues to attract collectors from around the world, driving demand higher year after year. Stay with me until the end, because by the time this story is complete, you will understand why this humble steel cent has earned its place as one of the most fascinating and highly demanded coins in US history. To truly understand the importance of the 1943 Steel Penny, we have to travel back to the early 1940s. The United States was deeply involved in World War II, and copper, a metal traditionally used for pennies, became a critical wartime resource. Copper was urgently needed for ammunition, electrical wiring, military equipment, and countless other war essentials. The government faced a difficult decision: how to continue producing 1-cent coins without draining valuable copper supplies needed for the war effort. The solution was bold, temporary, and historic. In 1943, the U.S. Mint replaced copper with zinc-coated steel, creating a penny unlike any before or since. The Philadelphia Mint, which did not use a mint mark at the time, produced the majority of these steel cents. That is why a 1943 penny without a mint mark automatically identifies it as a Philadelphia issue. This detail alone adds an important layer to the coin's identity. These pennies were never meant to be permanent. They were a one-year solution to a national emergency, a short chapter in American coinage that would never be repeated. That limited production window is one of the main reasons collectors remain so passionate about them today. The design of the 1943 Steel Penny remained faithful to the classic Lincoln wheat cent design that Americans already knew and trusted. On the obverse, Abraham Lincoln's portrait stands proudly, a symbol of unity and strength during a time of global conflict. The familiar inscription "I in God we trust" arches above his head, while liberty appears to the left and the date 1943 to the right. The absence of a mint mark beneath the date confirms its Philadelphia origin, a detail collectors always look for immediately. The reverse of the coin features the iconic wheat ears framing the words 1 cent and United States of America with the pluribus unum proudly displayed at the top. This design had already been in use since 1909, but when struck on steel instead of copper, it took on a completely different character. The steel core, coated in zinc, gave the coin a bright silvery gray appearance when new, making it instantly recognizable and completely different from the brown and red tones of traditional pennies. One of the most unique features of the 1943 Steel Penny is its material. Steel was never intended to be a long-term solution for coinage, and that is exactly what makes this penny so special. The zinc coating was designed to protect the steel from rust, but over time, especially in circulated condition, that coating often wears thin. This creates a raw, honest look that collectors appreciate because it tells the story of real use and real history. Each circulated coin carries visible evidence of the hands it passed through during wartime America, adding emotional and historical value beyond its metal content. Another fascinating feature of the Steel Penny is its magnetic property. Unlike copper cents, a 1943 steel penny will stick to a magnet. This simple test has become legendary among collectors and treasure hunters alike. Many people have discovered the value of this coin simply by noticing its unusual color and testing it with a magnet. That moment of realization often sparks a lifelong interest in coin collecting, and it all starts with this one unusual penny. Despite being produced in large numbers, the 1943 steel wheat penny remains highly collectible. Circulated examples are especially popular because they represent the coin as it truly lived and worked in the economy. These coins were used daily, passed from person to person during one of the most intense periods in American history. Circulation does not weaken their appeal. In fact, for many collectors, circulated condition enhances the story, making the coin feel authentic, accessible, and deeply connected to the past. Collector demand for the 1943 steel wheat penny without a mint mark has remained consistently strong. This demand is driven by several factors working together. First, the historical significance of the coin makes it a must-have for anyone building a serious U.S. coin collection. Second, its unique composition sets it apart from all other Lincoln cents. Third, the one-year production ensures that it will never be minted again. These elements combine to create a level of demand that continues to push interest higher in today's active coin market. When it comes to rarity, the 1943 steel penny occupies a unique position. While millions were produced, many have been lost, damaged, or heavily corroded over the decades. Coins that survive in solid circulated condition, with clear details and minimal rust, are increasingly appreciated by collectors. The absence of a mint mark adds to its identity, tying it directly to the Philadelphia Mint and the heart of wartime production in the United States. In today's coin market, value is driven not only by rarity but also by demand, story, and condition. A circulated 1943 steel wheat penny without a mint mark typically holds a value well above its face value. In the current market, these coins commonly trade in the range of $1.6 million, depending on eye appeal and overall condition. Examples with strong details, even wear, and minimal corrosion can command higher prices, especially when sold to collectors who value historical authenticity. Market activity for these coins remains steady and positive. Coin shows, online auctions, and private collectors consistently seek out steel wheat pennies to complete Lincoln cent sets or wartime collections. The fact that this coin is widely recognized and instantly identifiable keeps it in constant demand. Even new collectors entering the hobby often start with the 1943 steel penny because of its fascinating story and reasonable entry price, which helps sustain long-term market interest. For collectors, owning a circulated 1943 steel wheat penny without a mint mark is about more than money. It is about holding a physical piece of history. This coin represents a nation adapting to crisis, using innovation and resourcefulness to meet the demands of war. That emotional connection is one of the strongest forces driving collector demand, and it ensures that interest in this coin will not fade. For those looking to add this coin to their collection, there are several important tips to keep in mind. Authenticity is key. Always verify that the coin is truly steel and not a plated copper cent from another year. The magnet test is a simple and effective first step. Next, examine the surface carefully. A healthy circulated steel penny should show even wear in a stable surface, with no aggressive rust or deep pitting. Gentle toning and honest wear are signs of a coin that has aged naturally. Proper storage is also essential. Steel coins are more sensitive to environmental conditions than copper coins. Keeping the coin in a dry, protective holder will help preserve its condition and maintain its value. Many collectors choose to store their steel pennies separately from copper coins to prevent moisture transfer and corrosion. Patience is another valuable tool for collectors. The market for the 1943 steel wheat penny is active and reliable, but value appreciation comes from long-term interest and careful preservation. Collectors who focus on quality, history, and proper care often find that their coins become more desirable over time. The United States steel wheat penny of 1943 without a mint mark holds such a special place in American coinage. It is a coin shaped by history, necessity, and innovation. It tells a powerful story of a nation at war, and the everyday objects that supported that effort. Even in circulated condition, it stands as a symbol of resilience and adaptability. This penny is proof that value is not always about rarity alone. It is about meaning, demand, and connection. The 1943 steel wheat penny continues to capture the imagination of collectors, historians, and everyday people who stumble upon one and realize they are holding something extraordinary. Next up, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating dates in the entire Lincoln wheat cent series, the 1925 1-cent coin without a mint mark, preserved in fine condition. This coin may look ordinary at first glance, but beneath its aged copper surface lies history, rarity, collector passion, and a level of market demand that continues to grow year after year. Stay with this story until the end, because what you learn today could completely change the way you look at old pennies forever. The story of the 1925 wheat penny begins in an era of transition and optimism in the United States. The country was moving through the Roaring Twenties, a time marked by industrial growth, cultural change, and expanding financial markets. The Lincoln wheat cent itself was already a historic coin by 1925, having been introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. This was the first regular-issue U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, and from the very beginning, it captured the attention of the public. By 1925, the wheat penny had become a familiar companion in everyday life, but each year of production carried its own story, its own characteristics, and its own future potential for collectors. The 1925 wheat penny without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which at the time did not use a mint mark on its coins. While Philadelphia produced a significant number of pennies that year, what makes this coin special is not just how many were made, but how few survive today in solid, collectible condition. These coins were heavily circulated during a time when 1 cent had real purchasing power. They passed through countless hands, bought newspapers, candy, bread, and stamps, and were rarely saved with the idea that they would one day become collectibles. Because of this, finding a 1925 wheat penny today in fine condition represents survival against decades of wear, economic shifts, and metal loss. Design is where the wheat penny truly shines, and the 1925 issue is no exception. On the obverse, we see the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Lincoln's profile is dignified and timeless, capturing strength, wisdom, and quiet determination. The inscriptions "I in God We Trust, Liberty" and the date 1925 are carefully placed, and in a fine condition coin, these elements remain clear, readable, and visually appealing. The absence of a mint mark below the date confirms its Philadelphia origin, a detail that collectors always examine closely. This clean date area without a mint letter gives the coin a balanced and classic look that many collectors strongly prefer. Turning the coin over reveals the reverse design that gave the wheat penny its popular name. 2 elegant wheat ears frame the words 1 cent and United States of America with E pluribus unum displayed across the top. This agricultural symbolism reflected America's roots, values, and economic foundation during the early 20th century. On a 1925 wheat penny in fine condition, the wheat stalks remain bold, with visible lines and separation, showing honest circulation without excessive damage. The reverse design is one of the most beloved in American numismatics, and it continues to fuel demand among collectors across the world. What truly elevates the 1925 wheat penny without a mint mark is the way it fits into the broader wheat cent series. This coin comes from a period when quality of strike, metal composition, and artistic balance were at their peak. Made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, the coin has a warm reddish-brown tone that naturally ages into rich hues collectors find extremely attractive. In fine condition, the coin shows even wear, strong lettering, and a pleasing surface that signals authenticity and history rather than damage. These visual qualities are exactly what experienced collectors look for when building serious collections. Rarity is not always about low mintage numbers. Sometimes it is about survival and demand intersecting at the perfect point. The 1925 wheat penny without a mint mark is a powerful example of this principle. While millions were minted, very few remain today in problem-free fine condition. Many were lost, melted, damaged, or worn nearly smooth during decades of circulation. As collector interest continues to rise globally, especially among new collectors entering the hobby, the available supply of attractive 1925 wheat pennies continues to shrink. This imbalance between supply and demand is one of the strongest drivers of long-term value growth. Collector demand for the 1925 wheat penny is also fueled by its position as a semi-key date within the series. It is not so rare that it is impossible to find, yet not so common that it lacks excitement. This makes it an ideal target for collectors at every level, from beginners completing their first wheat cent album to advanced numismatists assembling high-quality date sets. The coin's age, historical context, and visual appeal combine to create a powerful emotional connection that keeps demand consistently high in the market. Condition plays a major role in value, and a 1925 wheat penny in fine condition sits in a very desirable range. Fine condition coins show clear details, readable inscriptions, and balanced wear without heavy damage or corrosion. This level of preservation represents a sweet spot where affordability meets collectability. Many collectors prefer fine condition examples because they still display strong character and history while remaining accessible and liquid in the market. Coins in this condition are actively traded, sought after at auctions, and quickly absorbed by collectors when they appear for sale. When we talk about current market value, the 1925 wheat penny without a mint mark commands strong and steadily rising prices. In today's active coin market, a genuine fine condition example can range from approximately $465,000 depending on eye appeal, color, and overall surface quality. Coins with especially pleasing toning, sharp details, and clean surfaces often trade at the higher end of this range and beyond. As interest in early 20th century U.S. coinage continues to grow, many experts believe that values for solid examples will continue to strengthen over time. Market action surrounding wheat pennies has intensified in recent years, driven by online auctions, social media exposure, and increased awareness of collectible coins as alternative assets. The 1925 wheat penny benefits directly from this trend. Collectors appreciate that it offers historical significance, visual beauty, and long-term stability all in one small copper coin. Dealers frequently report quick sales when quality examples become available, especially those certified or carefully preserved. This level of liquidity makes the coin not only collectible but also attractive from an investment perspective. For collectors, owning a 1925 wheat penny without a mint mark is about more than just money. It is about holding a tangible piece of American history, a coin that circulated during a transformative era and survived nearly a century of change. The emotional value of such a coin often drives collectors to pay premiums for examples that speak to them visually and historically. This emotional connection is a powerful force in the numismatic market, and one of the reasons demand remains so strong. If you are a collector or someone just beginning to explore the world of rare coins, there are important tips to keep in mind when dealing with a 1925 wheat penny. Always examine authenticity carefully, focusing on weight, diameter, and design details. Look for even wear and natural coloration, which indicate honest circulation rather than artificial alteration. Storing the coin properly in a protective holder will preserve its condition and maintain its market appeal. Learning about grading standards will also help you recognize value and avoid overpaying or underselling a quality piece. Patience is another key lesson for collectors. The value of wheat pennies, including the 1925 issue, tends to grow steadily rather than explosively. This slow and consistent appreciation rewards those who hold on to quality coins over time. As fewer fine condition examples remain available and collector interest continues to expand worldwide, the long-term outlook for this coin remains highly positive. Many experienced collectors consider wheat pennies foundational pieces that anchor strong and respected collections. It becomes clear that the 1925 United States wheat penny without a mint mark is far more than a simple 1-cent coin. It represents artistry, history, survival, and opportunity all wrapped into a small copper disc. In fine condition, it stands as a symbol of enduring value in a rapidly changing world. Its consistent demand, strong market presence, and emotional appeal ensure that it will remain a favorite among collectors for generations to come. Next up, the United States wheat penny from 1934 with no mint mark, a coin that could be worth thousands of dollars in today's auction market. This is the hidden magic of rare coins, and today we're diving deep into the fascinating story of the 1934 wheat penny, a 1-cent coin that still has the power to shock collectors and change lives. The history of the 1934 wheat penny begins during one of the most difficult chapters in American history. The United States was still trapped in the shadow of the Great Depression. Jobs were scarce, families struggled to survive, and every single cent mattered. Coins like the wheat penny were not just currency, they were lifelines. Introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the wheat penny design symbolized hard work, agriculture, and resilience, values deeply rooted in the American spirit. By 1934, these pennies were circulating heavily, passing through countless hands, pockets, and cash registers, picking up scratches, dirt, and wear along the way. The 1934 wheat penny without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not use a mint mark at that time. While millions of these coins were produced, survival is the real key to value. Most were spent, lost, melted, or destroyed over time. The few that remain today, especially those with unique characteristics or errors, are the ones collectors hunt relentlessly. Even coins in dirty or circulated condition can spark intense interest if they show the right traits. One of the most captivating aspects of the 1934 wheat penny is its design detail. On the obverse, you'll find Abraham Lincoln's iconic profile, created by Victor David Brenner. Even on heavily circulated examples, Lincoln's portrait often remains surprisingly strong. The date 1934 sits proudly beneath his image, and above it appears the phrase "I in God we trust." To the left of Lincoln is the word liberty, which on worn coins may appear faint but still readable. The absence of a mint mark beneath the date confirms its Philadelphia origin, a detail that collectors immediately look for. Flip the coin over, and the reverse tells another story. Two wheat stalks frame the words 1 cent and United States of America with the pluribus unum stretched across the top. This wheat design is why these coins are affectionately known as wheat pennies. Even when dirt and grime cover the surface, the wheat ears often remain visible, giving collectors clues about authenticity and originality. Ironically, dirt does not always reduce value. In some cases, original grime can signal that the coin has not been cleaned, which collectors often prefer. The 1934 wheat penny is a perfect example of this principle. While it is not the rarest wheat penny ever made, high-grade examples and certain era varieties are extremely difficult to find. Coins with strong detail, original surfaces, and minimal cleaning, even if they appear dirty, can command serious attention. Collectors pay premiums for coins that tell a genuine story of circulation rather than those stripped of their natural patina. Condition plays a massive role in collector demand, but it works in unexpected ways. A dirty, circulated 1934 wheat penny may still be valuable if it has sharp lettering, a strong date, and no major damage. Coins with die cracks, off-center strikes, double details, or unusual planchet flaws can dramatically increase value. These errors happen during the minting process, and were never meant to leave the mint. When they did, they created accidental rarities that collectors now pay thousands of dollars to own. In today's active coin auction market, the value of a 1934 wheat penny can vary wildly. Common circulated examples may sell for modest amounts, but coins with exceptional eye appeal, rare errors, or high-grade certification can soar into the $765,000. Some auction records show top-condition 1934 wheat pennies selling for several $1.1 million, especially when graded by professional services and accompanied by strong collector demand. Error coins from this year have been known to shock bidders, pushing prices far beyond expectations. What makes this coin especially exciting is that valuable examples are still being discovered. Estate sales, inherited collections, and old piggy banks continue to produce hidden gems. Many people overlook dirty coins, assuming they have no value, but experienced collectors know better. Dirt can be cleaned professionally, but once a coin is harshly cleaned at home, its value can drop significantly. That's why one of the most important rules in coin collecting is patience and knowledge. For collectors, the 1934 wheat penny represents opportunity. If you find one, resist the urge to scrub it. Instead, examine it carefully under good lighting. Look for doubling in the date or lettering, unusual marks that appear raised rather than scratched, and overall balance in the strike. Weigh the coin if possible and compare it to known standards. If something seems unusual, professional evaluation is the next step. A small investment in authentication can lead to a major payoff. Building a collection around wheat pennies is also a smart strategy for beginners and experienced collectors alike. These coins connect history, artistry, and market demand in a way few other coins can. The 1934 wheat penny fits perfectly into this narrative, bridging the gap between common circulation coins and high-end collectibles. It's a reminder that rarity is often hiding in plain sight. As we come to the conclusion of this story, remember this: value is not always shiny. Sometimes it's dark, dirty, and overlooked. The 1934 United States wheat penny without a mint mark is proof that even the most ordinary-looking coin can hold extraordinary worth. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just starting out, this penny teaches a powerful lesson: never underestimate the past, and never ignore the small details. Next up, the United States wheat penny 1 cent from 1946, struck without a mint mark. A coin born in a time of global change, carrying history, mystery, and in rare cases, a value that can climb into the thousands of dollars. This is not just a penny, it's a survivor from another era, and by the end of this video, you may never look at loose change the same way again. To truly understand the importance of the 1946 wheat penny, we need to travel back in time. The year 1946 marked a turning point in American history. World War II had just ended, soldiers were returning home, industries were shifting from wartime production to civilian life, and the United States was stepping into a new role as a global power. During this period of rebuilding and hope, the U.S. Mint resumed normal coin production after years of metal shortages and wartime composition changes. The wheat penny, officially known as the Lincoln Wheat Cent, was still the standard 1-cent coin of the nation, having been introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. The 1946 penny without a mint mark was struck in Philadelphia, the main mint of the United States, and it represents the first full year of peacetime coinage after the war. What makes the 1946 wheat penny especially fascinating is not just when it was made, but how it was made. These coins were struck from a bronze composition of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, returning to the classic pre-war formula after the steel cents of 1943 and the experimental compositions of later wartime years. In circulated condition, these pennies often show a rich brown tone, sometimes mixed with darker patina that tells the story of decades spent in circulation. On the obverse, Abraham Lincoln's portrait stands firm and dignified, with sharp lettering in "In God We Trust" and "Liberty" still visible on well-preserved examples. The absence of a mint mark below the date confirms its Philadelphia origin, a detail that many people overlook but collectors pay close attention to. Turning the coin over reveals the iconic wheat ears framing the words 1 cent and United States of America with the pluribus unum proudly displayed above. This reverse design symbolizes America's agricultural strength and prosperity, themes that were especially meaningful in the post-war era. Even in circulated condition, many 1946 wheat pennies retain strong design elements, making them attractive to collectors who appreciate history as much as condition. Subtle details such as die cracks, doubled lettering, or off-center strikes can transform an ordinary circulated penny into a highly desirable collectible. Now, let's talk about rarity and collector demand, because this is where the story gets truly exciting. In general, the 1946 wheat penny without a mint mark is not considered rare in average circulated condition. Millions were produced, and many still exist today. However, rarity in coin collecting is not just about mintage numbers. It is about condition, eye appeal, and errors. In circulated grades, most examples are common, but when you move into higher grade circulated condition, especially coins with minimal wear, strong details, and original surfaces, demand begins to rise sharply. Even more valuable are rare mint errors such as doubled dies, repunched dates, die breaks, or unusual planchet errors. These varieties are scarce, and collectors are willing to pay serious money to own them. This brings us to the current market value, which is the question everyone wants answered. A typical 1946 wheat penny without a mint mark in circulated condition may only be worth a few cents to a few dollars. However, exceptional examples tell a very different story. High-grade circulated coins with strong detail and appealing color can sell for significantly more. More importantly, rare error varieties and near-mint condition coins have sold at auction for $286,000. In some documented cases, professionally graded 1946 wheat pennies with major errors or outstanding preservation have reached values in the $496,000, especially when competition among collectors is fierce. The key lesson here is that value is not always obvious at first glance. Sometimes, the most ordinary-looking coins hide extraordinary worth. For collectors and beginners alike, there are important tips to keep in mind when searching for a valuable 1946 wheat penny. Always check your change carefully and never clean your coins, as cleaning can destroy collector value instantly. Learn to recognize mint marks, error varieties, and signs of original surfaces. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the date, lettering, and edges for doubling or unusual marks. If you believe you have a special example, consider having it authenticated and graded by a professional grading service, as this can dramatically increase its market value and buyer confidence. Patience and education are the most powerful tools a collector can have. As we reach the conclusion of this journey, remember that the 1946 United States wheat penny without a mint mark is more than just spare change from the past. It is a symbol of America's transition from war to peace, a piece of copper history that has passed through countless hands, and in rare cases, a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. Whether it is worth a few cents or a few $1,000s depends on condition, rarity, and a little bit of luck. Next up, the United States wheat penny 1-cent coin from 1926, struck without a mint mark, a coin that quietly passed through the hands of ordinary people and today stands as a powerful symbol of rarity, history, and hidden value in the modern auction market. The wheat penny series holds a legendary place in American coinage. Introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it became the first circulating U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. By 1926, the wheat penny had already been part of daily American life for 17 years. The nation was living through the Roaring Twenties, an era of rapid industrial growth, rising stock markets, jazz music, and cultural change. These pennies were used to buy newspapers, bread, and candy during a time when 1 cent actually mattered. The 1926 wheat penny without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the primary mint of the United States, which traditionally did not place a mint mark on its coins. While millions were produced, time, circulation, melting, and loss have reduced the number of surviving examples in collectible condition. What makes the 1926 wheat penny truly special is not just its age, but the story locked inside its copper surface. The obverse of the coin features Victor David Brenner's iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, calm and dignified, facing right. The word liberty appears to the left, while the date 1926 sits to the right. Above Lincoln's head, the words "I in God we trust" stretch across the rim, a phrase that gained deeper national meaning as the years passed. In fine condition, Lincoln's facial features remain clear. His jawline, coat, and hair details are visible, though softened by decades of circulation. This level of wear tells a story of real use, of a coin that lived an honest life in the American economy. Turning the coin over reveals the reverse design that gives the wheat penny its name. 2 wheat stalks frame the words 1 cent and United States of America, symbolizing prosperity, agriculture, and national strength. At the top rests the Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one. In fine condition, the wheat lines are still distinct, though not razor sharp. The lettering remains readable, balanced, and attractive, making the coin highly desirable to collectors who value originality and natural wear rather than harsh cleaning or damage. Rarity is where the 1926 no mint mark wheat penny becomes especially interesting. While it is not the rarest wheat penny by mintage alone, its true scarcity lies in condition and survival. Most 1926 pennies were heavily circulated during the Great Depression that followed just a few years later. Copper was valuable, coins were reused endlessly, and many were eventually lost or melted. Finding a genuine 1926 Philadelphia wheat penny in fine condition today, with even wear, strong rims, and no major scratches or corrosion, is becoming increasingly difficult. Collectors understand that coins like this represent a disappearing piece of history, and demand continues to grow as supply shrinks. In today's active coin market, value is driven by authenticity, condition, and collector demand. While common circulated examples may sell for modest amounts, well-preserved fine-condition coins with strong eye appeal can command significantly higher prices. At major auctions, certified examples with attractive surfaces and original color have sold for $375,000, and in certain cases, especially when paired with exceptional strike quality or historical provenance, prices can climb into the thousands. Market trends show that early Lincoln wheat pennies are gaining attention worldwide, especially among new collectors who see them as affordable entry points into serious numismatics with long-term investment potential. For collectors, the 1926 wheat penny without a mint mark offers an important lesson. Condition matters more than age alone. A fine condition coin with natural wear, clear details, and no cleaning damage will always outperform a higher grade coin that has been altered. Storage is critical. Keeping the coin in a protective holder, away from moisture and extreme temperatures, preserves its value. Verification is equally important. Professional grading by trusted services can authenticate the coin, assign an official grade, and unlock its full market potential when selling or trading. Collectors should also pay close attention to surface quality. Original brown or red-brown coloration is preferred over bright, artificially cleaned copper. Even wear across the design, strong lettering, and intact rims signal a coin that has aged gracefully. Studying auction records, staying informed about market trends, and understanding grading standards can turn a simple 1-cent coin into a meaningful asset. As we reach the end of this journey, one thing becomes clear. The 1926 United States wheat penny without a mint mark is far more than spare change. It is a witness to American history, a survivor of economic upheaval, and a growing star in today's collectible coin market. What once bought a loaf of bread now holds the power to change a collection, and sometimes even a life. So the next time you come across an old penny, don't dismiss it too quickly. Look closer. Because hidden in that quiet piece of copper may be a story worth thousands of dollars, and a treasure waiting to be rediscovered. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the most valuable United States wheat pennies, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon so you never miss another rare coin update. The next video might help you recognize the coin that changes your life forever.